If you ask any challenger, they would agree with you if you say that Mecha Draven is a reliable comp you can play regularly to climb. But if we compare the win rates between challengers and diamond players, we can see that there is a huge win rate difference. The secret lies in 5 main mistakes that most players make when they're using Draven for their composition. These errors can seriously hinder your ability to climb the ranks and leave you feeling frustrated and stuck. If you are tired of underperforming with Draven and you wanna play maybe something different than just TF and Oxforce, then this video is made for you because it will help you master this comp and play like how challengers do. The first mistake that I see a lot of players do when they play Draven is not picking the right augment and the right hero augment. For the augments, you have to be extremely picky because there are a couple of ones that can make your team much stronger, but a lot of others are just baits or fakes. And these are 3 examples of fake augment, like League of Draven, which is the Draven carry, Re-Energize, which is the Wukong support, and Anomalous Amplification, which is the Shen carry. And I'm not the one saying that, it is the stat. For instance, if we look at the stats for Grandmaster and Challenger players, if you pick League of Draven, you have a negative win rate, while if you pick Ruthless Blades, you have a positive win rate. And if you wanna play Mecha Draven, you have to use that reroll button as many times as possible to get these 3 augments. So first is Ruthless Blades, that we saw just before, Grandmaster's Training, which is Jack's support. This one is very cool because actually it gives a lot of armor and attack speed, and everything is doubled when Jax dies. But since he's getting eaten by the mecha, he dies at the beginning of the fight. So it means that at each beginning of the fight, you have actually 40 armor for everyone and 30 attack speed for everyone. That's insane. And finally, you want Leona support because it's actually a good augment, but also because it helps you to get Leona if you struggle to find her at level 8, so you can complete the 5 mecha. Now, continuing with the augments, actually, this is the best 3 augments for each tier. For silver, you want featherweights, you want 3 of the hand and preparation. Mecha Draven has the best win rate with these augments. If you look for gold augments, the first one is like, it's almost a free win if you get it. It's combat training because Draven will be only the one killing units. So by the end of the game, he can reach like 780. The second one is Big Friend, because you can easily have a lot of HP on something next to the mecha, so Draven can get 10% reduction and some other units as well. And finally, the last one is Assassin. Since your fights are always going to last more than 15 seconds, this augment is actually insane on Draven. As for Prismatic augment, there are 3 augments that you really want to have. First one is Featherweight 3. Knife's Edge, because it gives a lot of AD to Draven, of course. And the third one, which is less intuitive, is Radiant Relics. And the first item you try to get is Radiant Ziggs, because it gives a lot of attack speed and sustain to Draven. But if you can't get it, of course you can get a Radiant item for Draven. But before we get to the next mistake, let me introduce you to the sponsor of my channel, Tactor. Tactor Discord is a community of gamers who want to improve their skills in their favorite games. It contains a free library of high-quality guides updated daily. Soon, Tactor will release a website where you can learn from pro players on multiple games such as TFT and League of Legends. But you will also be able to create your own guide and monetize your gaming skills. To access these guides for free, check the link in the description. The second mistake is not to make the right comp. This can be a trap, especially for people who played Draven in set 8, because in set 8, if you remember, we had a super version of Draven. This comp is trash for set 8.5. You don't want to play that. Instead, you want to play this. You want to include Hacker and you want to include 5 mecha at the late game. The problem with super is that it will help you to win maybe stage 3 and stage 4, but starting stage 5, Draven will stay stuck on the tank and you will never be able to reach these Nikos, this Twisted Fate, this Ezreal, this kind of stuff. You have to make Draven jump in the backline so he can assassinate these units.
What the fuck is this? Draven ult? What?
The third mistake that most people do is about items. So you probably understood it. Draven is your only carry. You don't have any other carry. So you want to invest everything you can to make Draven stronger. So first of all, for Draven, we want 3 items. The first one is Last Whisper. This is mandatory in this meta because almost everyone is playing Oxforce, so you need to reduce that armor, otherwise Draven will stay stuck on the tank or will take too much time to kill units. The second one is Infinity Edge. Even if you have Ruthless Blade, the augment that allows Draven to have 100% crit, you still need the Infinity Edge so he can deal crit damage on his ultimate. If you don't have this, or Geo Lotus, he will never crit on his ultimate, and that's a lot of damage reduced. So this is why this item is so important. And finally, if you don't have any augment like Thrill of the Hunt or Celestial Blessing, you need Bloodthirster or Hand of Justice or Gunblade, Bloodthirster being the best of course. And if you already have a lot of healing, then maybe you can decide to have Giant Slayer to increase more damage instead of having too much healing. Then the second unit you want to build is Shen. Shen, you want only defensive augment. His goal is to make you save time so Draven can do Draven things. So that's why you just want tank item like Warmog, Declo, Bramble Vest. Then finally, you have to keep all your sword and your belts to make as many Ziggs as possible. And you want to put that on Jax. Even if Jax gets eaten by the mech, the Ziggs will have its effect on Draven. And that's it. You don't need to have Ziggs on Pyke. You don't need to have Ziggs on LeBlanc because it will hint your positioning. Just put that on Draven. He gets more attack speed. That's all he wants. And finally, if you arrive at the very late game, just put whatever item you find on Leona. But the best items are Protector's Vow, Blue Buff, and Gunblade, so she can cast fast, kill units, and heal herself and heal potentially other units as well. The fourth mistake that's costing so much fights to people who play Draven is the wrong positioning. And I can tell you that this positioning is wrong. This is not what you want. I'm going to tell you why. This is what you want. You want everyone in the back lane. You want, of course, the 2 mech close to Draven so he doesn't eat Leona or Garen. And you want the Hecarim here. This is so important because many people right now are packing in the corner because they play Janna with Spellslinger and Oxforce. If you position yourself like this, you will make them have more room. They'll go forward to try to catch the Shen, and so it will leave space for your Draven to enter and just kill the squishy units. So make sure to always put every unit in the backline except the Mecha and Draven. And finally, the last mistake is not understanding the power spike at level 6. If you play this comp at level 6 and you have Draven 2, Pyke 2, Wukong 2, let's say that as 3-2 you just didn't roll for Jax 2, Shen 2, LeBlanc. This is enough to make you win fights. And if you have a few other 2-star units, like for instance Shen, then you will be able to snowball the stage 3, rebuild your Econ, and slow roll for Draven 3 without losing a lot of health. I see players not playing this version at level 6 and playing other kind of version and losing fights that they should not lose. Because stage 3, if you have a lot of 2-star units, you should be able to win streak, save a lot of HP, make a lot of gold, and be able to reroll your Draven. And last thing, you don't need to reroll for Pyke 3, LeBlanc 3, Jax 3, whatever, I don't care. The only carry you really need to have 3-star is Draven. If Pyke is coming naturally, then yeah, sure, make Pyke 3. But if it's not, then skip it, push level 7, push level 8, and play the 5 Mecha. With Mecha Draven, you should be able to win a lot of games, or at least climb fast if you play this consistently and know exactly how to play. However, there is one comp that can be sometimes too hard for Draven to face and to win, and this comp is about Infinitim. And if you're curious about how to play this comp, then check the video that's appearing now because it will teach you exactly how to play Infinitim. See you in the next one.